Now it's a pleasure to welcome Rahman Jamal. He's Technology and Marketing Director Europe from National Instruments. And he will give us more information about the Trend Watch. The company was published a few weeks ago. And please go ahead and explain us what it is and what trends are described.
So the Trend Watch summarizes the trends that engineers and scientists will see in the next years, and it's going to help them to face the challenges that come with those trends. And it covers a wide range of topics such as cyber-physical systems, big analog data, the influence of mobile communication technologies, the so-called SD-arification of RF instruments, and also models of computation. Last but not least, the whole topic of STEM education, to educate the system designers of tomorrow. So those are the areas that the Trend Watch covers in detail.
Okay, and can you go more in detail in the single trends, the individual trends, like cyber-physical systems, which, as I know, come from the embedded systems, and how is the relationship between embedded systems and cyber-physical systems?
Yes, indeed. So the roots of cyber-physical systems lie in embedded systems, in software-intensive embedded systems. And if you look at the term cyber-physical systems, so system covers the embedded systems. Physical is the aspect that kind of connects to the real world through I/Os, and cyber, basically is a synonym for Internet of Things. So, if you will, cyber-physical systems is the next evolutionary step of embedded systems.
And can you give us a typical example of a cyber-physical system?
So, I think the word or the attribute smart is a characteristic of such cyber-physical systems. For example, smart grid for intelligent energy concepts, smart mobility in the area of automotive, especially in Europe, but also smart factory that we like to call Industry 4.0 or the fourth industrial revolution in Germany. And then if you combine these smart areas, you get so-called smart cities. So I think the systems of today and tomorrow will be called cyber-physical systems, and the smart attribute is a kind of a pointer towards these systems.
I think everybody knows what big data means at the moment, but what is big analog data?
Yes, so indeed, big data is a bit different than big analog data. Big data comes more from the IT world, and it refers also to social data. Whereas when we talk about big analog data, we are referring to the world outside the physical world, which is analog. Temperature, vibration, acceleration, light, these are all analog sources, and they deliver big data, and typically in a waveform format, and typically at very high speed in the gigahertz range. So that's why we refer to that as big analog data. And of course you need to connect IT infrastructures with analytic tools like clouds to data acquisition systems, that in the end deliver insights into this data. So this is what we call big analog data at National Instruments.
And you also mentioned the RF technology, so you have to send this data to other places in the cloud or so. How do you refer to the mobile communication? What is this?
I think there is a major revolution going on in the smart mobile communication area. The user interfaces are changing, and there will be a new generation coming out, the so-called Generation Y, that will expect those user interfaces with measurement, test, and control technologies. So that is an area that is another area that we will see a lot of new things coming out, especially from companies like National Instruments, who's a leader in this area. So that's another trend that is covered in detail in the Trend Watch.
What was the basis of your data for the Trend Watch?
So we have over 35,000 customers worldwide, and that puts us in a position to get insights in all these different areas around sensors, around networks, around test. And then we have some key technology partners like Xilinx or Intel. So we are in a very good position to see the commonality underneath and have access to their visions, their roadmaps. So that is the basis for this trend watch, which fundamentally help engineers to face and get prepared for the challenges ahead.
And how can an engineer get these information or this trend watch?
So there is a bigger document that describes all these trends, and obviously we live in times of internet. So on our webpage ni.com/trendwatch is the source for this information.
Okay, thank you very much, Rahman.
You're welcome.